Now, in this example then, we're going to look at long multiplication. So our first question is 428 multiplied by 37. And so first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack them over each other. So I'm going to write out 428, and I'm going to put 37 underneath it, and my multiplication sign over here, and then I'm going to draw my line. And so when we're doing multiplication, what we need to do is we need to multiply 428 by the unit, which is 7, and then multiply it by 3, which is 30. So I'm going to start first of all by multiplying 428 by 7. So 7 times 8 is 56. I put down my 6 and I'm going to carry a 5. Then 7 2s are 14, and 14 plus 5 is 19. I'm going to put in my 9 and carry my 1. And then 7 4s are 28, plus the 1 I carried over, and that gives me 29. Now the important step here is that we put in a 0. And the reason we put in a 0 is because this time, although we're multiplying by 3, in our place value system, if I put a H, a T and a U up there, I'm actually multiplying it by 30. And by putting in the 0 there, it's moved everything along one place. So I'm going to start by multiplying 3 by 8, and 3 8s are 24. So I put in my 4 and carry my 2. Then 3 times 2 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8. Then 3 times 4 is 12. And now what I need to do is I need to add them together. So 0 and 6 is 6, 9 and 4 is 13, I put in my 3 and I carry my 1, 8 and 9 is 17, plus 1 is 18, put in my 8 and carry my 1, 2 and 2 is 4, plus the 1 I carried over is 5, and then 1 plus 0 gives me 1. And so my answer then is 15,836. Okay, so I'm just going to clean this off, and then we're going to look at it again. So I'm going to clean off this one, and I'm going to look at my second sum. So my second sum then is 3,746, and I'm going to multiply that by 45. And again, what we need to remember is that we got to multiply 3,746 by 5. Then we need to multiply 3,746 by 4. But because that's in our tens column, that's a 40. I'm going to put H, and I'm going to put TH up here for thousands. So again, we follow the same system, and we multiply 5 by 6, which is 30. Put in my 0 and carry my 3. 5 4s are 20, plus the 3 I carried across gives me 23. So I put in my 3 and carry across my 2. Then I multiply 5 times 7, which is 35, and 35 plus the 2 I carried across is 37. Put in my 7 and carry my 3. And then 5 times 3 is 15, and 15 and the 3 I carried across is going to give me 18. And now what I need to do is I need to put in a 0, because I'm going to multiply it by 4, but because it's under my tens column, this is 40. So I pop a 0 in there, and now I just follow across. So 4 times 6 is 24, put in my 4 and carry my 2. Then 4 times 7 is 28, plus 2 gives me 30, put in my 0 and carry my 3. And then 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 plus the 3 I carried across is going to give me 15. And now what I need to do is add the two answers together, and that's going to give me the total value. So 0 plus 0 is 0, 4 and 3 is 7, 0 and 7 is 7, 5 and 8 is 13, put down my 3 and carry my 1, 1 and 1 is 2, plus the 1 I carried across gives me 3. And so my answer in this case is 33,770. Okay, so I'm going to clean this off again, and we're going to look at the third example. So my third example then has got a decimal point in it, and I'm going to write out 4.362, and it's going to be multiplied by 28. Put my multiplication sign over there. And this time, what we need to be careful of is the decimal point. But a really easy way of remembering where our decimal point goes is that the amount of numbers behind or after the decimal point in the sum will be the same amount that are in the sum in the answer. So this time when I write up my place value, I need to put a U over here, a tenth, 100th, and then a 1000 over here, because my sum is 4.362, but I'm multiplying it by 28. So what I need to do is start by multiplying 4.362 by 8. And so I do that by 8 by 2 is 16, put in my 6 and carry my 1. 8 6s are 48, plus 1 is 49, put down my 9 and carry my 4. 8 3s are 24, 24 and 4 is 28, put in my 8 and carry my 2. And 8 4s are 32, plus 2 is 34. And I'm not going to bother putting in my decimal point just yet. Now again, I'm multiplying this number, 4.362 by 2, but that's a 20, so I need to put in a 0. And then I multiply across, so 2 by 2 gives me 4, 2 by 6 gives me 12, put down my 2 and carry my 1. 2 by 3 gives me 6, plus the 1 I carried across is 7, and then finally 2 by 4 is 8. Again, I'm not going to bother with the decimal point just yet. What I need to do is add these two totals together. 0 and 6 gives me 6, 4 and 9 gives me 13, put down my 3, carry my 1, 2 and 8 is 10, plus 1 is 11, in my 1 and carry my 1, 7 and 4 is 11, plus 1 is 12, put in my 2 and carry my 1, 8 and 3 is 11, plus 1 gives me 12. And now I need to look at where my decimal point is going to go in. Well, at the beginning I multiplied 4.362 by 28, and I can see that there are 3 numbers after the decimal point. So I'm going to count in 3 spots for my answer. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and my decimal point is going to go in there, which gives me a total answer of 122.136. Now I'm going to clean that off again, and we're going to look at our final example. And we just clean that up, make it nice and neat. And our final sum then we're asked to do is 15.724, and we need to multiply that by 34. I'm going to put in my times sign over here. And again, what we need to do is multiply 15.724 by 4, and then multiply it by 3, but that 3 is a 30. So I'm going to start again by multiplying by 4. So 4 4s are 16, put in my 6 and carry my 1. 4 2s are 8, plus the 1 I carried across is 9. 4 7s are 28, put in my 8 and carry across my 2. 4 5s are 20, plus the 2 I carried across is 22. So I put in my 2 and carry across my 2, and then 4 by 1 is 4, plus 2 gives me 6. And so when I multiplied 15.724 by 4, I get 62896. And again, you can see I haven't bothered putting in the decimal point just yet. Now, because I'm multiplying by a 3, but that is a 30, I need to put in a 0. And now I can multiply 15.724 by 3. So 3 4s are 12, put in my 2, carry my 1. 3 2s are 6, plus 1 is 7. Then 3 7s are 21, so I put my 1 in here and carry across my 2. 3 5s are 15, plus 2 is 17, put in your 7 and carry your 1. 3 1s are 3, plus 1 is 4. Now I need to add these totals together. So 0 plus 6 is 6, 2 and 9 is 11, put down my 1, carry my 1, 7 and 8 is 15, plus 1 is 16, put down my 6, carry my 1, 1 and 2 is 3, 3 and 1 is 4, and then 7 and 6 is 13, put in my 3 and carry my 1, and 4 and 1 is 5. So I now have the value 534616, and I need to know where I'm going to put in my decimal point. So I go back to my original sum. You can see the decimal point is here, and there are 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3 after it. So my answer, I'm going to count in 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, and my decimal point goes in there. And so my answer now is 534.616.